This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
All right, if it's Tuesday, you know we're live at 5 p.m. around the world, live on K4HD Radio, TV, and podcasting, and Talk4 Media Radio, TV, and podcasting, and also on Worldwide TV Network and WomenOnTV.tv, plus i24247.com out of Franklin, Tennessee, and all platforms around the world. And the good thing is we got Vocally Tosh back. It's good to see you, Vocally Tosh, back from Miami, Florida, singer-songwriter, and really good friend, and I miss talking to you. Nonstop Terri from Redondo Beach, California, over 3 million, going so well that I'm not even counting numbers anymore. And the other thing is, I've been looking forward to these two for the longest time. TV host, radio disc jockey, boxing instructor, professional model. She was on FHM twice, Filipinos, not once, twice. She had her own billboard. Who has her own billboard? Who's a woman in my view. Trainer out of the Philippines, the one and only. She's a box lover. Yes. And Muay Thai lover and super mom, the one and only Chinggay Andrada-Gurango. And last but not least, fitness supermodel, professional makeup artist, hair and makeup stylist. I believe she's one of the best in the world. Yes, I said it. One of the best in the world. Fitness, the first fitness pro, the honor class. Canada, you're okay in my book. The one and only, the farm girl, the burrito girl, Elaine Goodlad.
Yay! Burrito girl. Burrito girl.
And if I'm lagging, don't mind me. Let's talk about this. All right, so Elaine, what's been going on with you? Chinggay, what's been going on with you?
Okay, so I have been traveling nonstop. We've got a lot of fitness shows opening up since COVID has relaxed a little bit. So I've been literally traveling every weekend. I just did the Pittsburgh Pro. I'm on my way to the New York Pro, which is in Tampa. They're basically opening up wherever they can, get the most spectators involved in these shows. So I get to do hair and makeup on some of the top athletes in the world. And it's something I used to compete in, so it's near and dear to my heart, and we're having a really good time. You can check out my work on Instagram, Elaine Goodlad.
And for me, just working 5 days a week. And Brian, I'm actually up to teaching virtually with friends and coworkers all over the world 6 times a week. So that's keeping me busy. And then just getting ready for a teenager to hit the summer months. So school is out in 3 weeks. So that's going to keep us busy as well. And it's nice to be here, Brian and Terri.
Nice to see you guys again.
Yes.
You know, Tosh, I know you've been looking forward to this night. I've been looking forward to them, and time goes quick. I really wanted them on like months ago, but time goes quick, and they're finally here. So I'm excited about that. Elaine, talk about your travels. You've been traveling all across country, and I don't know if you really have had a day off, but it's good to see you really busy. Talk about some of the things that you've been doing and some of the performance you've been working on. Face, hairstyle.
Yeah, so I started actually picking up speed again in July. So I've been nonstop since July, and we had a little Christmas break, of course, where there aren't any competitions, but it's been really steady. So every weekend I'm somewhere in North America, and there are a few places that aren't opening up as well, like in California, but we're finding places like Texas and Arizona and Pittsburgh, and lots of places in Florida, of course, Tampa and Orlando. So, and these pro shows are hitting it big. And I actually am really excited that I got to work on a whole new group of people. So if any of you are familiar with the fitness industry, they've added wellness. Now, wellness was initially supposed to be the bikini type body, but with just fuller legs and butts, which is amazing because a lot of these beautiful girls that have really full butts and full legs, they have no place to compete. So the wellness group is a whole new ball game. And I'm telling you, these girls are so built, it's crazy. So I went to the Pittsburgh Pro because I was going to be doing the makeup for the after show pro shoot. And they did this wellness shoot with the top pro wellness girls in the world. And literally, most of them barely spoke English, but they loved the makeup. It was so much fun. They're the most kind, just generous, nice women. And we had a ball. But so that was probably my most exciting to date because it opened me up into another whole class. Because of course we've done figure and bodybuilding and fitness and bikini, but wellness is brand new. Again, you can check out the work on Elaine Goodlad on Instagram. But also in between, when I'm back in Vegas, where I consider home, I work on my clothing line, which is Blessed Bodywear. And so we're both wearing our Blessed. Oh, and this is our new pants.
Let me lift her leg.
I like those.
Our new pants.
This is why I'm here.
So we have new camo pants. We have the new bras with the little beautiful little designs that we come up with. So that's been busy, and that we sell all over the world. Basically, we've got Australian clients, Canadian clients, Russian clients, all over the world. So it's really fun, but it keeps me busy, really, really busy. But I do love traveling, I'm noticing, because I like getting away. And then I've got the most amazing women that I work with and do their makeup every weekend. So I consider life to be very, very exciting right now.
Well, it is exciting that the shows are back and running. I don't know when California shows are going to be back. Do you know? I mean, I'm right now trying to pick a show for.
They are right now. I just came back from the San Diego. They had a pro amateur show out there. Anaheim is having shows. So between San Diego and Anaheim, the muscle contest shows are back on. Plus the Spectrum and the muscle sport production. And some of those are more in Northern California and Sacramento. We're opening up shows, Union City, San Francisco. So there are some cities where we're able to have shows again in California. So look up Muscle Contest, Spectrum, and Muscle Sport Production. There are shows running again.
Yeah, my goal is to be back on the stage by sometime in July. So
well, you better book with me.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm training with my first trainer, Mustafa, who got me on stage how long ago? 6 years ago. And I won my first show at Muscle Beach. I won bikini. I got first place bikini. At my first show. So I love training with him. I'm excited to get back on stage. Brian knows I was going to do a show last year. Then COVID hit, and then I just decided that I was just going to wait. So I'm excited.
So Terri, I know the last time that we were on, we talked about how training is nowadays. So how is training there in California?
Well, I'm going to a gym. So I've been training the whole time during COVID. I mean, I had to kind of mix it up when I couldn't go to the gym. And so Brian knows I went online and bought a bunch of Body Rock fitness equipment. And just made my living room a gym, basically. But, I like to lift heavy. There's something about being in that gym environment that helps me, work that much harder. It's a community. I don't know. I mean, I was kind of going a little nutso for a while when I couldn't be at the gym. So I'm just thankful that my gym is opened, and then I'm training with my trainer, and I get back on stage, and I don't know, I just feel a lot healthier in that environment, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. It does make a lot of sense.
I'm the same way. I like training with that energy around me because you can feed off of other people's energy in the room. Gym I could do for a little while, but I do a lot better in the gym environment because when I started training 35 years ago, there was all men. So I'm used to a lot of testosterone in the room when I'm training, and that really helped me train heavy and train hard. And yeah, it was just a different environment. So it's really a good thing to be able to get back in those gyms.
Well, Dave Fisher owns the gym that I work out at here in Torrance. Yeah. So there's a lot of pro athletes that are at my gym that I see every day. So it inspires me to see them there when I'm working out. Yeah. So love it.
Elaine, I'm still stuck on the
happy birthday.
What?
Hello?
Can you sing?
Oh, he froze.
Did Brian freeze?
I believe so.
He said happy birthday, probably because it was my birthday.
Can you sing
I take this time to wish myself a happy birthday. I'm just kidding.
Whose birthday was it?
Elaine's birthday last Sunday.
It was May 2nd.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, well, happy birthday. Well,
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Brian,
Oh,
sorry
well-
we can hear you.
That I was still stuck on the burrito girl. What is that? Like, what Brian said?
I think where that came from, I used to own a gym in Canada, and we had a restaurant in our gym. So we were making wraps and you know, chicken and rice and wraps and smoothies. And so we made a lot of burrito type wraps in our gym. So he calls me the burrito girl. I think that's what. Because I
Unless it's otherwise, Brian.
Is Brian still frozen?
Hi.
I think so.
It looks like he's
It's like he's smiling for a really
He's
long
outnumbered, so I guess we'll
Yeah.
keep the class.
This is what happens with technology. So
Yeah.
anyway, while Brian is frozen, I'm going to ask you to talk more about your clothing line. I absolutely love those. I love those pants. I know that I think you mentioned that they've got the scrunch butts on them to make your butt look better, which we all want. So, but tell us like where we can get your pants.
Yeah. So what we do is we try to, obviously we're in the fitness demographic mostly, but we have a lot of normal women that just want to look good in their pants. The thing with our pants is they have that V in the back. So the booty pops nice. And our material is called Soft Max, and it's very stretch out, but then suck you back in. So everybody feels good in this material, and it's super soft. You'll never have a softer material up against your skin. So, but the scrunchy butt pants that you're talking about, we did we were kind of hitting the younger crowd who doesn't maybe need as much support. And a lot of our pants have that heavier material with more support, but the scrunchy butt pants are a lighter weight, and they have that scrunch butt. So the booty really pops. The girls love them. And of course, we've got different colors and all the different styles. We've got pocket pants, we've got regular pants, high waist pants, we've got our OG low waist pants. So if you go out and check out our website, it's blessedbodywear.com. And on Instagram, you can see a lot of great pictures to see what we have is also just Blessed Bodywear, one word. So check it out, and you can order it right on the site. Online, we even have an app, so you can get the Blessed Bodywear app, but it's really simple to order.
Where did the name of the clothing line come from? What was the inspiration about Blessed Bodywear?
Exactly, it was an inspiration. So what we did, it actually, funny enough, had another name. We were Beleza Brazil, which is the beauty of Brazil. Then somebody came out of nowhere and accused us of stealing their name, and we had been using it for many years. So instead of fighting anything in court and going down that route, we just thought, okay, there's two B's, Beleza Brazil or Blessed Bodywear, and we have made it our whole entire time we've been doing clothing. We like to sponsor strong women, you know, doing things for for cancer patients, doing things to represent and help and strengthen women. And our line, we just feel blessed to have it, and we like to bless others, and we're all serving God in this. It's kind of our ministry. And so that's why we felt the name was perfect, because we're all blessed.
That's very, very true.
And anyone who wears our clothing is blessed.
I love
Chinggay,
it.
talk about your training. And I love your smile.
Oh, thanks, Brian. So yeah, we're at this now 15 months since this whole thing started. It's so great because virtually I've been able to reconnect with friends from all over the world who are into being fit. So currently I'm actually training people virtually 6 days a week, and it's just an hour session, Brian. It requires no equipment. Yes, I absolutely miss Terri going into a gym, seeing that interaction, seeing people's faces, feeling that energy, the loud music, that I miss the most. Absolutely, I'm with you. But for a lot of my friends, Terri and Brian, they are not able to get to a gym. Some live in the Philippines, a couple live in Australia. So we're able to get on an hour-long session, and that already includes chatting. So within that 60-minute session, we knock out a 45-minute training session and then a catch-up. How are you? How's your family? What's going on with you today? How's work? So it's becoming like this. It's been my escape. It's like therapy, right? Half the time, they don't really want to work out. Rather, they just want to talk about a breakup, or having a hard time working from home, or how can I talk to my teenager in a nice way so they understand what it is that I want them to understand. So it's becoming like this session, and I look forward to it. It usually happens at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 days a week, but not today. So it's just been a really great escape, and I'm thankful and grateful for technology. I understand that sometimes it doesn't quite work in our favor, but the fact that we're able to get on a Zoom call, we're able to get on an IG Live or Facebook video or Messenger, and through StreamYard, it's an amazing tool. It's an amazing way to be in touch with people and friends. I'm talking, guys, to friends from high school nowadays and from college. It's like crazy, right? They would post like a throwback picture of us back in high school, and you're like, oh my God, I was wearing that outfit on that day. Or, oh my God, that's our high school graduation picture. It's crazy. So it's been a good escape for me, because every single day I try to have time with my daughter. I try to have time with a bestie. And if I can mention on a side note, Blessed Bodywear, the pants, currently have 31 pairs of the Blessed Bodywear pants. I have 7 of the shirts. Ladies and Brian, it is the best workout pants I've ever owned. And not just because she's my bestie, but the material. I've had some for about 3 years. I throw in a wash, not even thinking about whether it's on gentle or whatever. It still comes out as super soft. And this is 3 to 4 years later. So I can't say enough great things about Blessed Bodywear. It is absolutely made with love. Elaine, I've known her for 16 years. She's one of the nicest, kindest, most loving, caring woman in the world. So it only is fitting to be supporting this great clothing line, because there's a purpose behind it. She's a helpful person. It's true. It's almost like every pair of pants has got a story. And if you ask Elaine, why did you come with this design? Why this color scheme? Why this style? She has got a story behind each pair of pants. Boxing, Brian, I see that you're asking about boxing. It is my escape as well. So I started getting into boxing back in the Philippines back in 2000. And at that time, Manny Pacquiao, who's a very well-known Filipino boxer, as well as a congressman in the Philippines, he wasn't even known at that time. I remember being in one interview with him back in 2003. We were just 1 or 3 reporters. He did not have anybody else in the room. It was at a hotel, and we interviewed him for a show. So my love for boxing, which is now evolved into Muay Thai, which Elaine has actually trained many, many times. It's the art of 6 limbs. So it's a national sport of Thailand. It's a form of kickboxing. So it involves punching, kicking, the elbows, the knees. It's a beautiful art form. So that's my current love right now. And I know that I can't really do that every single day as far as a training session, because it's super strenuous, but it's my love. It's just a great self-defense. It serves for that purpose. It's just a really hardcore type of training. But obviously that's something like that I'm not able to do on a daily basis. But yeah, I love staying fit. I can tell you a million stories as to what motivates me, but it's literally my family. Okay. My dad is turning 93 this year, and he's still all about fitness. He still goes on walks. It's incredible. So it's from that, like my whole entire family, they're my support system. They are absolutely my inspiration. So being able to work out for just an hour a day with a friend virtually has been a blessing for me. And I hope to continue. And I hope to have this therapy session every single day for the rest of my life. So some of my friends have actually been connecting once a week since March of 2020, since this whole thing started. The minute I found out that I wasn't going to be able to go to a gym, I wasn't going to be able to have that access, I started thinking about what it is that I can do to keep myself fit. So that garage of mine in my house was a garage, but now it's a gym. So little things here and there. It didn't really cost a lot. Elaine was very helpful in providing pieces of fitness equipment. And at times when we have the time, we work out together. But it's been a great blessing. It's just blessed body wear I wear, and I work out in my gym.
You don't feel like you're really alone when you have all those other people on the screen.
Yes, absolutely.
And she's yelling at them and cheering them on. I watched her do her classes, very enthusiastic. Nobody feels like they're alone in the garage, and that's the good part about that.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a question from Brian.
Ooh, yes.
About
From
your
Brian. Elaine.
I
There we
don't
go.
have
Yeah.
my bifocals on, Brian. How do you?
I'll read it for you.
Elaine,
Elaine, did you ever think you were going to have your own line?
No, I did not. That's a good question. And here's how that came about. I don't know if I want to tell the entire.
Yes. You
Okay,
do.
I'm going to tell you because nobody will have heard a story like this. I swear to God. So we met this wonderful young Brazilian clothing designer named Ana Tigre. And you can see her at Ana Tigre on her Instagram. She's a beautiful model. She's a beautiful designer. And my ex-husband and I met her at the same time when he was shooting for magazines, and I was modeling as well as doing hair and makeup for magazine shoots. So we started using her line for Oxygen magazine shoots. And this was back when it had a different name. And so we got to know her really well. And granted, I say ex-husband because my ex and I remained very close friends since we've not been together for probably 14, 15 years. Nobody in the industry even knew we were separated or divorced because we worked so well together and we didn't think it was anybody's business. So we just didn't tell everybody. So Anna and Terri start dating, and they ended up getting married. So my ex-husband married Ana Tigre. I was taking their clothes on the road with me to all my shows and selling them off the bed because they were so gorgeous and sold like hotcakes. So I was selling their clothes at all my shows while I was doing makeup. They were literally selling themselves. And then I just started investing in their business. And then eventually they said, do you want to buy the business? So I basically am mostly it's my company now. They still kept a tiny percentage, but the three of us work together on it. She's the designer. Terri is basically overseeing the company, and I do a lot of sales and things like that. So together we work at keeping this company strong with my ex-husband and his wife, Anna. So it's a really unusual story, but we all get along famously. He's like my brother. She's like my sister. And I love the clothing so much, I bought the company. What can I say?
Wow, that caught me off guard.
Right? She caught me off guard, and I knew the story, right?
That's
It's a great
crazy.
story.
But I mean, that's so good that you're able to still keep everything cordial and professional and no bad blood or anything. And our business came out of it. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, the one thing we maintained was we had a strong friendship from the time we started dating. And I was 24 years old when we started dating. And we had a strong friendship. And throughout the years, we became business partnership. And, you know, we were married, business, training. He was my trainer, my coach, my nutritionist for all of my pro shows. So he was the one who got me where I needed to be to actually compete as a pro in the US. So I became a pro, and that's why I moved to the US. I'm a Canadian citizen, and I was competing as a professional athlete in this country to get my green card. And Terri was my coach and my trainer. So we got here together in this country, got our green cards. I then since have stopped competing, but I'm still very active because I still get to do makeup and hair. And I was very involved in the modeling world in all the magazines. And now I can help other girls with their experiences because I've kind of done it all. I've run the whole gamut. But Terri and I decided to keep that friendship intact, which was very strong to begin with. And just because the marriage part doesn't work out necessarily, it doesn't mean you have to throw the whole thing away. And now we're better friends than ever. And I consider him my brother. He would take a bullet for me any day of the week. He loves me. I love him, but it's a different kind of love now. It's just a really great, healthy relationship to have with an ex.
That's good. Not a lot of people have that. I mean, most people don't, you know. So.
Yeah, we won't get into that, right?
Yeah, no.
Right.
But hopefully you learn from every relationship you try to, but, you know, sometimes the other person is not, you know, not on the same level. So sometimes it's hard even if you want to. So
yes, agreed.
But that's awesome that that happened. So did Brian, did you want to say something? He's frozen again, so I thought.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Chinggay why family is so important to her.
Oh, goodness. So within just my immediate family, there are 48 of us. So that's 7 kids, 14 grandkids, 3 great-grandkids. We are expecting 2 more great-grandkids this year and a wedding. So it's growing every single day, literally. So family is everything to me. My parents have been married for almost 64 years. So they've been married since they were in their 20s. And I can honestly say that they still love each other as much as they did when they first met. So yeah, family is just like my lifeline, especially right now with everything that's happening. I'm the only one here in Las Vegas. So my whole entire family is either in Seattle or in the Philippines. So a lot of Zoom calls on a daily basis. It's funny that you bring this up because now we're actually assigned days as to when we jump on a Zoom call with my parents up in Seattle. So very simple, right? There's 7 siblings, 7 days in a week. So take a day. And so some of my siblings are like, well, why don't we just call randomly? I said, well, if we all call on a Tuesday and there's not a call on a Wednesday and Thursday, guess what? Mom and dad's not going to be so happy. So just pick a day and stick with that day. No worries. Not a stressful thing. So yeah, everything about how I live my life and what I think about during my days, either working, it's all about work, but it's also that I work hard and I play hard. So hopefully very, very soon I'm able to see my family. It has been about 15 months since I've been able to be in Seattle to be with them. And in the past, before 2020, we were up there every 2 to 3 months. So it's been, I miss them immensely. My daughter misses her grandparents immensely, but hopefully that will come to an end. But yeah, families is everything to us and for us. Just as a backstory, as much as Elaine gave so much of her personal life today, I'm also going to share with you. When I was 2 years old, my parents actually moved to the US, and I did not get to see my parents until I was 12. So we were apart for almost a decade. So all those childhood memories of being able to have your parents see you walking for the first time or eating solid food for the first time or saying your very first word for the first time, we did not have those memories. So I guess in a nutshell, it's those years that we didn't spend together that I'm actually making up for now, if at all possible. Those moments that you can have with your parents, with the private talks that you have about the birds and the bees and about why boys are not so cute when you're growing up. You know, you have a high school crush, or when you're in elementary school, your very first kiss or whatever. I didn't have those with my parents and my immediate family. So in a way, we're kind of making up for those lost times. No such thing as a lost time. So here, now being a parent, being a mother to a teenager, I literally met my parents for the first time at her age now. So those little memories, I just try to revisit every single day, and that we're just so blessed because right now 48 immediate family members within our immediate family is an amazing amount of time that we can spend on a call or in person, sharing pictures with. So everything to me is about family, and I just hope that my daughter feels all the love that I do every time I'm on a phone call with any of my siblings, and there's a lot of them, but it gets pretty tricky. I remember, I can share with you a little story back in high school when a guy was trying to date me, and there are 5 brothers at the front door looking at that time, obviously, at the boy going, "What do you do with my sister? What are your intentions?" So that's 5 separate set of eyes of my brothers just trying to gang up on my date. And I still remember one time my brother's like, "If you hurt my sister, I'm going to hurt you." And I'm just like, wow, you don't say that to like a 16-year-old. He's probably super scared by now. So that was probably the only struggle trying to get a date in high school. My brothers would always get on my case, like, "Okay, tell me all about this boy and his parents. What does he do? Does he play sports? Does he have a job?" And I'd be like, "He's 16 years old. I mean, he's a nice boy, you know, he's nice to me." So I think that was the only struggle. So everything about me, and I'm hoping this stays with me for a long time and for the rest of my life, is just about family and the values and everything that my parents taught me growing up.
I'll talk about this. What was it like when you saw your first billboard with your image on it? What was that like?
That was really weird because it's like, wow, it's one thing if it's in a magazine, but now it's a billboard. So it's just crazy. It's almost like you can't like, it was just, I was really embarrassed in a way, right? But it was a blessing, just one of those great things that I was able to witness and I was able to experience in the Philippines. I spent a great amount of time there doing things that I've always wanted to do. That was what Philippines was to me, was to allow me to do the things that I want to do with fitness and being able to inspire and motivate people to be in shape, and that no way it takes a long time or it takes a lot of your time each and every day to stay fit. They're just little things that we can do to keep ourselves active mentally and physically. So that billboard was a great kicker. It was a great blessing. And those things just pop into my head. Brian, thank you for reminding me. Those things just pop into your head. You're like, wow, that really happened. And I'm glad that it did. So now we are at this stage in our lives where what else can we do, right? We try to reinvent ourselves and what we can do to inspire and motivate. So for now, while I am working remotely, just virtually. So hopefully, as Terri would want to do when she gets up on that stage, is you're up there, you are motivating at least one person, if not hundreds, and inspiring people to say, look, this is what I'm doing right now. You can do it too. And with Elaine, I can tell you this, when Elaine is on the road on the weekends and doing hair and makeup for all these amazing women pursuing their fitness dreams, I hope that I can share with you that Elaine also takes the time to have these little inspirational talks with them while they're getting their makeup done. It's great to actually see Elaine on a Monday because she tells me all these stories about, oh, I had this talk with this one girl and she feels like this about competing. And I'm sure half the time, you know, you're getting your makeup done. Obviously, so much is happening and you're running out of energy. So I know Elaine provides that extra kick, that burst of energy for these fitness competitors, these women to get up on stage and go, wow, this is so great that I'm doing this. And in the middle of what's been happening now, I am still pursuing what I want to do. And this is my passion. So I know she does that. And she's always on the road. But I know that along the way, she is instilling inspiration and a piece of what she experienced when she used to compete in fitness into these women. And I know they walk away feeling even better about why they're doing it. And they're finding ways to figure out, wow, this is really my passion. And this is something that I want to do for a long time. So I know she does that on a weekend basis.
Well, you know, what's strange probably to most people listening is you wouldn't realize how many insecure young ladies there are. And you think, oh gosh, you know, she's got the nicest body, her hair, her makeup, her body, everything's so amazing. But we're talking about some serious underlying problems. And Terri, I know you can vouch for this as well. Just the different issues that these women have. And you think that they know that they've got the world by the tail, but they don't. And so I realized, you know, sometimes you realize why you've been put in a certain position, but you don't realize till years later, or you realize as the journey goes. And I know why God put me there, because I grew up in a very unappreciated environment where you're not supposed to have any confidence. So I had the confidence beat out of me, so to speak. It was kind of like they didn't want to encourage or praise us or give us any kind of confidence whatsoever, or our heads would get big. So they beat us down constantly, keep you under the thumb. So I did not have an ounce of confidence till I was in my, I would say I started to really get it when I was in my mid-40s. So that's a long time to go through your life without feeling like you should be feeling. We should all have that confidence of being beautiful in whatever way we feel we can be beautiful, you know, or feel confident about ourselves and our accomplishments. So when I see these girls sitting in my chair and they're sitting there telling me, oh my gosh, I'm getting so nervous. I think I'm just going to faint, or how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I'm looking at this girl who's beautiful inside and out, but she doesn't know it. And I already know what that feels like to be like that. So I just start preaching at them, and I start telling them who they are and what they really need to be focusing on. And sometimes it's a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Sometimes you don't believe who you are, but you start telling yourself who you are, and you will eventually believe yourself. And so I tell them who they are. I tell them how to go out on stage like they own it. If you're afraid to go on stage, send your alter ego. We can all come up with a name for the alter ego, like that one that goes on the dance floor with her girlfriends and has all the confidence in the world, maybe after one drink. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to be that alter ego when you're going to walk on stage. You do that enough and you start believing you are the girl that fits in those shoes, and you are the girl that deserves to be up there. I remember my first pro show was my second show in my whole life. So I competed in one amateur show and they gave me a pro card, and here I am from Canada, and I'm a new pro, and I'm literally going to be the first pro figure athlete to ever walk on stage in history, because I picked competitor number 1 at the Arnold Classic. And so I was terrified. I wanted to die. I didn't even know how I was going to walk across the stage. But that girl had to fake it over and over and over. I had to fake that I belonged there with Monica Brandt and all those other big names that I was competing against. And eventually I thought, you know what? I have done the work. I have walked the walk. I do deserve to be here. You know, you look at your body, you see how you've earned that right to be there. You do your hair and makeup and turn into a diva and just get out there and rock it. And if nothing else, just try to have fun, because the more fun you're having on stage, the judges can't take their eyes off you. If you're up there scared about how your butt looks next to the next girl, that fear is going to show over and above anything. So you have to really not focus on fear. You have to focus on that inner diva going out there and just fake it till you make it. Go out and get that trophy as if someone told you ahead of time that you already won.
Yep.
And it's a different ballgame, you know?
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to that, though. My first show that I ever did, I was 46 years old, and I wanted to get on stage probably for 10 years, and I never had the courage to do it. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Don't let people tell you can't do something. If you've got a goal to do it, just do it. You know, because I had people telling me, like, why do you want to do this at your age? And I'm like, because I've been wanting to do it. And and I'm still doing it. So you just have to pick yourself up and do those goals. So, but I do have a question for you. When did you decide that you wanted to do hair and makeup?
Well, that actually came first. I've been doing hair. I've been doing hair for 35 years. I've been doing makeup for over 25 years. So I started doing makeup on the Pro Fitness girls before I even started competing. So when I got a pro card, I had to let my fitness girls know that when they were competing in the same show I was competing in, that I wasn't going to be doing their makeup. And they were like, no.
Sad, I'm sure.
So I had to teach some of them how to do their makeup, because if I wasn't going to be doing it, they didn't know where to go. And I was literally one of the only ones doing makeup and hair at those shows at that time. This was 18 years ago. So, or 19 now. So yeah, I was always doing hair and makeup. I've been an artist my whole life. So that's what I do. And competitions was kind of a means to get that green card and earn my place in the US of A, which I feel very grateful and very blessed to be. And another reason for that blessed clothing line is I do feel really, really blessed to be where I am today. I earned my right to be here. And just so you know, I've got girls signing up for Masters Nationals in Pittsburgh at the end of July. I've got probably 150 appointments booked already for Masters Nationals. I got to bring a whole team. I've got 70-year-olds. I've got 60-plus-year-olds. It's never too late. I've got a 70-year-old bikini competitor competing in that show. And I'm like,
awesome.
what's that?
That's going to be me someday. I'm telling you. That will be me one day.
If as long as you love it,
That
you
is
keep
me.
doing it. If you don't love it, if you don't love it, don't do it. But if you do love it, keep doing it.
I
Yeah,
imagine it just comes down to you knowing what your why is, right? Because people are always going to question, why are you doing it? And I think if we understand in ourselves why we're doing it, and it's for us, then we'll be okay with that.
Yes.
But I always want to inspire other people. I mean, with fitness, especially women that are older, especially that women over 40 who think, oh, I can't get in shape. It's over for me. I don't know. Just to get that out of your head, because you're only as old as you feel. And if you act like you're old, you're going to start looking old, because the inner comes out to the outside. So if you feel young, you're going to look young, you're going to act young. And I truly believe that. So Brian told me that you had worked with Dr. Sunny Andrews. I follow her on Instagram. So I just wanted to hear about that.
I just did her makeup for the Pittsburgh Pro at the photo shoot for wellness afterwards. So now she's booked me for the New York Pro. So I'll be seeing her in Tampa this coming weekend. I'm flying to Tampa on Friday. And she's wonderful. So she was telling me about her and her man. I think it's her husband, and they're both doctors. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of really talented people competing in these shows. But she's amazing, and I love her. She's going to be my client probably at all her next upcoming shows. She was amazing. I wanted to say too, I also started competing late in life. That was 39, I think, when I did my first show, and I retired at 45 from competition. And I had told myself I was 29. I think I was telling Brian and Chinggay this before. I told myself I was 29 from 29 on. So when I was about to turn 39, I actually surprised myself. And I, in my mind, thought I was turning 29 because I had said 29 for so long. And so I think that spoke to every cell in my body, and you are only as old as you want to be. So now of course, I pick a little bit higher number. I just turned 57. And so I pick 45 because that seems more reasonable to me. But it's how you feel and how you, like, we're all a kid at heart. So if you still feel like a kid, you're not getting any older. And if you keep telling yourself that you're still young, your body, your face, everything will follow suit. Don't tell yourself you're getting older. Just be young, you know?
So we don't have a lot of time left. So I just wanted you guys to let everybody know where your social media is. And then Tosh, you also, and then everybody can find me on Terri Marie Nonstop on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And then my website is terrimarieofficial.com if you want to follow any of my fitness stuff or any of that. So I'll let you guys start with you, Elaine. Where can we find you?
I am, unlike you, I'm kind of have a difficult time with social media, so I'm not even on TikTok. I'm
not yet.
Brutal. She'll help me. But I'm on, basically I do I'm on Facebook. I have a fan page on Facebook. It's just Elaine Goodlad. I've got a regular page on Facebook. I've got my Instagram, mostly where I work from, which is at Elaine Goodlad, one word, super simple. You can see my work. I do a lot of before and afters there with my makeup, and people seem to really like that. It's a lot of fun to see what you can do with somebody. And my clothing line is blessedbodywear.com. Blessed Bodywear also on Instagram.
Mine's really simple on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Chinggay Andrada, Chinggay Andrada. Anyone out there who want to jump on a virtual training session with me?
I do.
Send me a message. In less than an hour, we'll get a chat session and a training session all in 1 hour. So Brian, see you virtually soon.
And you can find me Vocally Tosh everywhere. You can also find me on all streaming services under Nathasha Rumbos. But if you put Vocally Tosh, I'm pretty sure I will pop up as well.
Awesome.
I think that's it for us today. So I want to thank everybody, and I guess we're signing off for Movies Review and More.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. And say hi to your Shima, everybody. And we're going to be following you too.